Alright guys, so I'm not sure where I left off last time, but I'm basically in the middle of wiring now. Pretty sure all the mechanicals are done. The belt's on there. I had an issue, as you can see here, there's oil all over the ground. So where I had this, which was a feed for the turbos, I had that on there, and it looked like it was sealing, but it wasn't, and it was just, so I'd filled it up, gone and left for a day or so and came back and there's about a litre of oil on the ground. So had to fix that up, but so everything else is alright mechanically. Now I had an issue with the coils because I got LS2 coils. The plugs I ordered were LS1 plugs, so they were too big, they didn't fit in. And then, so I ordered some online and they were meant to be here next Monday, which was after when I meant to test skid it. So I was like, oh shit, what am I going to do? So I borrowed some coils off a mate, LS1 coils, and wired all them up, but then the plugs arrived today, so I'm just going to wire the LS2 coils in, get that all right, so then it's just done. The fuse box and stuff's being mounted, it's all looking pretty good. I've done the relays for the fans, starter relays all sort of almost done. Got a bit of a mess behind there as well. I did the paneling for around here, just got to tidy it up a little bit, but it's got like the battery isolator and stuff there, and it fills in that panel. So tonight I'm going to have a couple of beers, sit down and get these coils done. So show you where I'm at. So these are the coils, these are the plugs that I got. This is the Haltech plug with all the wiring stuff. So I printed out some little, if you can see that there, coil 4. So they've all been numbered, all been pinned and put into that plug. So I've got a wire, so there'll be one common earth, one other earth that goes back through the Haltech, a power and a signal to each one. So all that wired up tonight, and I think I'm going to try and get everything done tonight, as long as I've got enough stuff to do it all. I'm going to try and like not go to sleep until I get all the wiring done tonight, and that gives me a whole day tomorrow to try and like log into this computer, load a map, do all that stuff, and try and get it started, because tomorrow's Tuesday, so I can get it running Tuesday. Then I've got to work Wednesday and Thursday day shifts, and I've got Friday to hopefully go out, pick up the body, fit it, and then load up, and Saturday I've got to skid it. So it's not a hell of a lot of time left. I've still got to make exhaust as well, but I just want to get it running first before I worry about that. So that's tonight's job, wiring. Alright, so they're the 4 power, 12 volt switch power for each of the coils. So this one's coming, I've split it into 2 there, so I'll go to each side, and then I'm just using these little connectors. So I bought like a kit of them off eBay. It's just got the little solder bit in the middle and the heat shrink. So I can set that up, see how it goes. Pretty good. Today was meant to be the day it fires up, and almost everything's right, but just niggly little things. So I was meant to be cooking a celebratory lunch, however wasn't to be. So I've got switch panel all wired up, ready to go. My power tuned dash arrived today, so I've sort of hooked all that up, finished all my wiring. It just needs tidying up once I know it all works. So the coil plugs are all done, and so I went to get some plug leads today, because I can't use the standard ones, they're a bit longer, and I didn't realise that LS coils needed special plugs that just weren't standard, so of course they're not in stock. So you've got to order some in. I work day shift tomorrow and the next day, so that's Thursday and Friday, 8 AM till 6 PM, so I can't get to the shops on those days. So it's going to be Friday before it fires up, and then I've got to skid it the next day, so yeah, it's going to be tight. Also, in the spark plugs, apparently they're having troubles getting these NGK spark plugs, so I haven't got enough spark plugs in stock for me, so I'm going to have a hunt around, see if I've got any, and then might have to go around down to a few different stores to get one or two here and there. So here's where we're at for now. So that's my ignition. Oh, I've got the master switch off. Yeah. Okay, ignition on. So I don't know if we can see. Yeah, the lights on the Haltech there. Then I've got my fuel pump. And then I've got the electric water pump controller and the dash hooked to this one here. There's the electric water pump controller. It cycles through and does a bit of stuff. There's the dash. So I'll have to, next step is to plug the laptop in and configure all that and just check that all my wiring's right for the crank cam sensor and all those coil plugs and stuff. So there's a lot of head scratching and googling and stuff to find out if that's all right. I've got to log in and then sort of check the fuel pressure because it's the electronic sensor there. So hopefully I can hook into the laptop after lunch and just see whether everything's right, set all the parameters, and fingers crossed I might be able to just plug the standard leads in and hang a couple of plugs in there just to see if we've got spark. So I've got no idea what I'm doing, but it seems to be working out so far, so I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and fire up Friday, go out, pick up the body, hopefully load it up, and then skid it Saturday. So it's going to be a rush, but it's going to be good. Alright, look at these exhausts. So I just made that pipe. It comes out of that header there, down across, and welded a V-band onto there. It comes out through there, and I've just done the same to the other side. I haven't been filming much because I've just got so much to do. It takes forever. It takes 3 times longer to film it all, so I'm just getting it done, and you guys just want to see this thing running, so that's what I'm trying to achieve. So here's the exhaust I've just tacked up for this side. I'll put the V-band through there first, just so I can sit this here for you. Alright, so that goes there like that. Got a couple of bolts here. So that goes there. This V-band should go around here. Okay, so there we go. Exhaust comes out there, across there is the V-band, and then comes out like that. So I'll be able to spin it around, have it up if I like, or if I need to cruise and have to have downpipes, put them like that. But ball horns look pretty cool, don't they? So, there we go. We're back. Look at this. That side, and I had some heat shield stuff, so I just put that around the water pump so that hopefully it should, you know, shield a little bit of the heat from there. But they're nice and solid. They can of course spin around. So got a couple of issues to work out now. I was logging into the computer before, had it all hooked up. I can't believe I've got a car that you can hook a laptop up to and do all that stuff. So I was logging into that. The coolant temperature's reading all wrong, so I don't know what's going on there with the... Sorry, I'll turn around. I'm not sure what's going on there with the settings, or whether I've wired it back to front or something. It's reading max like 120 degrees, which means it's getting no power from what I've read, so I'll have to figure that out. Oil pressure's good. Like while I was cranking it, it got up to 50 pound of oil pressure while I was just cranking it over, so that's good. Fuel pressure. I'm not getting any fuel coming out. I just pulled this line off here. Pulled that one off. and yeah, like flick the fuel pump on and it's not coming out of there, so I might have to pull this apart, whether there's a bit of shit stuck in there or I had it apart, whether I put it back together wrong or something, because the fuel pressure was reading bugger all, like 0.7 bar or kPa or something. So figure that out, get fuel up to it. It's only getting fuel to, like look at this, so these are the secondaries, these are the primaries. Watch when I crank this, no fuel squirting out of the primaries. There's a little bit coming out of the secondaries. So I don't know whether that line's getting some and this one's not. I'll pull that regulator off, have a look. Other than that, this wiring's pretty good. I just got to figure out some way to mount this. I'll turn that on. So yeah, ignition on, just turns the Haltech on, electric water pump and dash comes on there, and then fuel pump. So I'll flip the fuel pump on and do this. So no fuel coming out of there. This is the dash loading up. It's because the coolant temp was saying 120 degrees, it was coming up with a warning that it was doing it, so whatever. Anyway, I'll earth this start switch out and then watch what happens when I start cranking. It's got water temp reading 119, oil temp, so that's pressure's going up. It's at 45 pound while cranking, that's pretty good, I'm happy with that. So, I've only got a couple of leads on, so chances are it's not going to fire. I think it's only got 4 cylinders that are connected up, so I've got to wait till Friday for that. But if I can get everything else sorted, oh shit, it's hot in here. If I can get everything else sorted in like the laptop side of things and all the settings right, and just I checked, I've got spark to the spark plug, so that's good. So I'll figure out this fuel, recalibrate all the settings and stuff, and hopefully Friday it'll just fire up like it's going to be cutting it fine, but that's the way we do it. So anyway, hopefully I can show you a skidding car by the end of this episode. Hopefully. Alright guys, so it probably feels like the hottest day of the year so far. It's Thursday and I need to skid this on Saturday. There's the car on the trailer. So because I live in suburbia and I don't have my kids tonight and I want to get as much done as possible, the legend Ricky Hard, so I'm just going to start this car and get the air conditioning going, otherwise I'll freaking die. There we go. So the legend that is Ricky Hard, aka Regal Signs, has let me use his workshop for the night. So I just went and picked up the lead kit. There it is there, so I'm going to make my leads tonight. Oh shit, it's hot. The leads tonight and hopefully get it all running and working. So here we go. Stand back and get a bit of a shot. Pretty cool. So I'm going to Coolaman. It's about half an hour's drive away. And hopefully going to leave his shed as a running driving car with stickers and stuff all over it. The only thing it's not going to have is the bumper on it yet. I'm not going to run that for this weekend, I just haven't had time to do the bodywork. Get it right. That'll be on before summer nights. So look at that. It's all packaged together. Once I get these leads, I've got to figure out what's going on with this fuel supply. And yeah, let's skid it, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow.
a bit worried about your laptop then.
Yeah, fuck, I hope I haven't got that wiring wrong, or maybe the plug leads it. I'm not reaching properly. Which one's warm? That one's not firing, that's the one on that side. That one's not. That one's not. That one's not. That one's not, so there's only one side firing.
What's going on out here?
It went the wrong way. I've got no idea the middle name. Fuck, too much fuel pressure.
Going everywhere too.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, time to go get the fire extinguisher ready.
Yeah, you just get it ready. I'm sure if you wound him down more, there's more pressure. Check on how Google. Okay. Getting the sweat beads on me. It's still out, it's backfiring like that. I wonder if that side got hotter. Still not hot at all on that side. There must be something wrong with the wiring in this thing. Alright, so I was searching around for issues, so 12 volts here and then 10 volts on this side. And I had it earthed to here. And when I tried power and earth it down there, it was better. So I've moved that earth to the manifold itself there. So I'm getting a full 12 volts at them coils now. See if that makes a difference. And allows it to actually run. Shit, just dropped the washer. So yeah, I got the timing I thought was right, but it's still backfiring. It was on 0 on the Haltech. So I don't really know what I'm doing, but I just changed the setup. Main setup. So I went to trigger configuration, sorry. So I've gone to 680 there because it can go up to 720. So I think it was just out. Like if I set it to 0, that's effectively 720. So I'm back 40 degrees here and I'll just see what happens and then play around and work from there. So Let's give it a little bit of fuel. Let's see what happens here. Park. Whoa. Fuck.
Yeah.
Geyser. Just soaked fucking everything in fuel. That was worse. Well, it's running, it's just a timing issue I've got to figure out, but I'll take a break. Let's check it out how the master does it. Alright, so no skids yet. I'm just going to get a proper gauge, mechanical gauge for that, because I can't get that one to read properly yet. Just so I know what that fuel pressure's at and get that set so that it doesn't leak and set fuel everywhere like it is. And then I've got it running, and it's just got to fine tune that timing and get it right, but it's been backfiring stuff tonight. It's a little town in Coolman. Going to get complaints and cops come around and stuff, but it's just backfiring and that going through the whole town. So anyway, it's running. It's hot on that pipe, hot on that pipe too. It was just not getting enough power to those coils, so I moved that earth there and that's all good. So anyway, let's go see what Ricky's doing with the stickers. He's a legend. It's looking fucking good, Ricky.
No.
Fucking, I mean, bloody oath. Alright, good morning, back out at Rick's shop. So, I've already done like an hour and a half driving from Wagga to Coolman, then back to Wagga, then back to Coolman today. So what's the issue is, I'm making way too much pressure with this pump. It was maxing out at probably like 50 pound. Yeah, Ricky. The pump's originally meant to have a bypass in it, but it was missing. So yeah, basically this is meant to have a bypass, but it was missing when I brought it. So it's feeding way too much pressure to here. This spring can only cope with 20 pound and it's given it about 50 pound. So I had this return line on it with no bypass valve or restriction in there, and it was just feeding everything straight back into the tank. So there was no fuel getting to the front. So I've got to find a happy medium. So basically what I'm going to do is kind of like what they do with mechanical injection with the pill, they call it. So I've got a couple of washers here, and all I need to do is drop the pressure enough so then I can adjust it with that spring. So I'm basically going to dome that washer. I'll start off with that, and then when that goes in there, that allows a bit of fuel back and most there, so I'll still maintain some pressure. If there's still not enough pressure there, if it's bleeding too much back, then I've got a 5-cent piece, which is the same size. I'll drill a tiny hole in that, check the gauge, and just keep going until it reaches that sort of anywhere between 10 and 15 or 18 pound or something to that, which then I can adjust with that and get it down to something suitable for the carby. So headaches. I just haven't got time to order and get one of these proper bypass valves, so I've just got to try and make something work for now. Fingers crossed this will happen. So got to drain the fuel out, got to pull this panel off so I can get in there and drill a hole for this line to go through, and then hook that up and try the different size pills here. So fun. Alright, so I just had this washer in here. I had that sitting there, and there was way too much fuel going back into the tank, so I wasn't registering any pressure on that gauge there. So next step is to drill just a tiny hole. I'll try and make like a 1 mil hole or something in this, put it in there, and see what happens. Well, it's beaten me today. Not going to be skidding this weekend. So unfortunately, I can't get that regulator right. What I'm going to have to do is get a different regulator, a return style, run a return line back to the tank, and that's the only way this is going to work. So unfortunately, that's it. So Rick's still working on the body. I'm going to get that finished and get that dropped on and all the stickers. So then I'm just going to figure out this regulator and check it out later. For now, that's it. No skid. Sorry. Alright, thanks Ricky, you're a legend. I am stoked with this thing. Alright, it looks good. So it's not running. I've got to get another regulator and do like a return back to the tank just to figure that out. But so it's not going to end up skidding tomorrow. But it looks fucking amazing, so check this out. Come up way better than I ever expected. Still got to finish the bumper and the grille, but look at that. inside. Alright, we're officially done with all the bodywork, except for a few stickers I got home that I'm going to throw on. With that number on the roof. And I'll do it for Dale, for any of our Aussie fans. Check it out. It's the old one-way stuff.